Now you can see that there are issues with the colors and everything here. I like to, as a beginner, you're asking yourself, what about color theories and all those things? One thing I advise is that try to pick your colors from the image you're using. Okay. All right. So let's work on this one. As when you can see that I maintain the font throughout. So only two fonts, this and that is what I used. All right. So it's very good. So I click on this one. Let me sample a color from here. So the color picker, when I move to the image, you see it changes from being a rounded circle to a color picker. Okay, so let's pick a color from here. I pick a dark color. Good. All right, so I have this color here. You can keep the color. Okay, now let's work on the text. You see this color brown here is crashing with this red text here. All right, that is why this one I put a stroke here so that it stands out. So you can use the stroke as a way of making your text stand out. All right, so let me click, select this one, and then pick color white. All right, so it works for this one. You click and drag, and then you have your color white. Nice. Now we want to work on the circle. So I click on the circle, I click on the properties here. Okay, let's select it from the shape tool. Good. So this circle, I want to use the gradient, and the gradient I saved, I click on it so it applies to it. Okay, so I have it nicely done for me. Then I come to the contact again. This one is the details is 28 points, so let me click and make it what 28 points. As a designer, you should think about the readability of your work. Okay, let me increase the line space a little bit so that your clients and viewers can easily read your work. Not only you are going to enjoy the work. Let me choose a color that I can see. Now when it comes to the contact, it's what 36 points. So I pick this one and then I make it what 36. You can press enter to get it done for you. All right, so this one has a rounded rectangle. Okay, rounded rectangle. So let me put the text somewhere here. First of all, go for my rectangle. You draw a reasonable one. Then those who are using the CS6, you'll not be able to do this. Okay, but the the 2015 upwards, you're able to do this kind of thing. So you just click and drag the corners and you get your shape there. All right, so I want to change the shape color. I want to pick something darker from this same cake. So that's where I am picking my colors. All right, and it makes sense. Okay, so I have it here. Okay, so it's hiding. That means let me locate my shape and put it on top. So you drag the layer on top so that it stays on top for you. Okay. All right. Now I want us to do this one, very important. You can see there's a shadow behind. How did I create this special shadow? Let's click on this one and then make a duplicate. Okay, so with this duplicate selected, so let's choose the one below it because the shadow is going to be below it. Okay, let me zoom out for you to see. Okay, then you press Ctrl plus T. Mind you, you're working on this particular layer, and then you click on the warp tool. So what I'll do is that I just adjust this warp here nicely, and then you press the move tool and then use the arrow keys to nudge it down, so you can see it is coming down nicely. Use the Ctrl T and then try to just push it in a little bit. So how do I get it to become a shadow? I want to introduce you to one of the filters we use a lot in Photoshop. So you click on this filter, you come to blur and then choose the Gaussian blur. Now it's asking me to make it a smart, rasterize it or convert a smart. Okay, so let's rasterize it because I won't come back again to make any changes. I just want my changes to be permanent. So let's choose something. Okay, becoming shadowy. So 33.2 as a radius is okay. And what I'll do is that Control plus T on that same layer, try to bring it a little bit. Okay, it's too dark, so what I'll do is that I'll reduce the darkness by reducing the opacity here. So as it goes down, that is how I get it. With the arrow keys and the move tool on, let me push it up a little bit. Okay, so Control plus O to give you the view. Nice, you can see our shadow nicely created. Now let's come to this one. You can see there's a shadow also for the cake, a shadow for the cupcake. So how do I do this one too? You create a layer for it, okay, a layer just for the shadow, and make sure that it is below that particular layer, and then you go for your brush tool, okay, and then the color, the foreground color must be black. All right, so let's pick this color. So the brush tool selected, let me increase the size of my brush here. I increase the size of the brush. You can increase the size also by pressing on the square, the right square bracket. So as I press it, as I press it, it increases for me, and then you just click to get this one. You press the Control plus T, and then you click and then adjust your shadow. Okay, and now let's reduce the opacity so that it becomes a little bit realistic. Okay, now let's see the difference this shadow creates in our work. See, if I turn it off, you can see that the cake assumes to be hanging in the sky, right? At the moment you put the shadow, it gets some kind of what look, which is very good. Okay, you come to our shape here. The circles have white strokes. Okay, so let's go back to it. There's something I want to show you here. Realize that all this masking sometimes can be very difficult to know which one you're working on. So one of my advice for you is that immediately you create a clip mask between the layer and the shape. Okay, press Ctrl to select it. You press Ctrl plus G to create a group. Okay, so let's see which one is this one. Okay, you can give it a name, double click and type maybe spring roll. Okay, so that it becomes very easy for you to identify it later on. So I click and then press Ctrl and select this one. You can right click and also create group from here. Okay, and give it a name, that is pie. Let's see what that is true. Okay, then the last one, you click, Control select, right click, group. Let's give it a name, bread roll. So we want to put some, give stroke to the circle. So what I do is I just click on the arrow, make sure you are on that particular layer, that's the circle layer. Then come to the shape tools, okay, and then you click on the stroke, and let's give it maybe 4 points. All right, so I have it nicely done for me. Now one trick, you can right click this one, you can right click on that particular circle, then you click on copy shape attributes. Okay, right click on the next layer and then paste shape attributes. It applies it for you, so there's no need going back to make those changes. I hope you get it. Let me try for this last one. So you click, go to the ellipse shape, the ellipse tool, the circle, right click on it and then paste shape attributes. So whatever you copied from the first one can be transferred to the next one. All right, so copy shape attributes. Now let me go to this one. Let's see whether it works for this one too. Paste shape attributes. Okay, so it picks the color and picks everything. Okay, I don't want a red color, so let me undo it. Very good. So what I'll do is that with this shape selected, I click and then I pick a different color to make it unique. Okay, let me increase the size. Let's say the same 4 points. All right, so I have it done here for me nicely. Now when you observe this one, it has some shadow around it, at least to make it more elegant. So let me click again. This time round, double click somewhere here to bring you the layer style. Okay, so the layer style, you can click here where this layer is selected, or you can just double click to also to activate it. All right, so what I want to do is to give a shadow to this one. So click on a drop shadow and then you drag it a little bit here. Let me reduce the intensity. Nice one. All right, so like we did earlier on, you can right click and then you copy layer style. Copy layer style, not shape attribute, copy layer style. All right, so you come to the next one. Let's go to the pie. On ellipse 2, you paste layer style. So let's see. Good, it has reflected. Then we go to the spring roll, you right click and then you paste layer style. It has what reflected. Excellent. Now the next thing is to put our picture into this background. So let's go to our shape, our file folder, drag it and bring it into Photoshop. All right, so it is sitting on top of it. Now this time around, yes, so you want to put the image into this one, but you realize that it is shorter. So what do we do? Just right click, create your max, then Ctrl+T, hold it and gently what increase it. Okay, yeah, so let's stretch it. Good, it is done for us. Now you can see that the picture is interfering with the work here. Okay, so what we do is that I'm going to introduce you to what we call blend mode. So click on this normal here, then this mode. I'll advise you to experiment with it and see how it works. Okay, so you can just click, check, darken. How does it work? If you don't like it, then choose another one. All right, so that's what you can do. So I think I like this one, and then let me reduce the opacity. The goal of the design is to communicate the name and what you're doing. All right, and the most important thing here, so any element that try to fight your objective, you try to tone it down so it doesn't interfere with the work you are doing. All right, okay, so I want okay, thank you. So I want this one. Okay, so let me pick it from this one so that it stands out as unique. All right, that's nice. So the next thing for me to do, let's check our work, is the social media icons. The social media icons, that's nice. So let's go. They are here. These are PNG files. That means files without what we call it, background. Okay, so when you pick it up, this is how they come. Okay, so where did I drop them? All right, so they are here. So Facebook, and we're hiding behind it. So Ctrl+T. No, let me click on this one. Ctrl+T and then drag it nicely here. So sorry. Yes. Okay, so we have this and that. And that one here. Very good. Now if you observe carefully, it's color black. How do I get it to become color white? Now you have different options to do this one. Okay, but the simplest one is you can just click on this one, the layer style, and you pick color overlay. So color overlay, you just come to the color and choose the color. If I choose red, it becomes red, white, whatever. Alright, so that's the simplest one. And like we did earlier, we can just right click, copy layer style, come to the next one, that is the social, paste. So it also inherits the color. Okay, let me come to the next one, the WhatsApp. Yes, you right click and you paste. So that is how you get the colors. Now the handle. Okay, so if I'm to use this one, that'll be fine, but I want some kind of tasty pastries. Okay, yes, you can still keep it, but it is not readable here. So what I decided to do is to use the popular Times New Roman. All right, and that is it. Okay, so I'll change the text color to white. Then we use our arrow to nudge it closer. Okay, now you can see our social media handles icons are interfering. When I say interfering, they are catching more attention than the contact here. Okay, so what I'll do is that let me select them here. Okay, you can select group, then let me reduce these icons a little bit. We did still selected. I think this one makes a lot of sense to me. Alright, so what is left now? You can see there are some glows around this. Very good. How do we get this glows coming in? To it's kind of draw attention to the work. Okay, good. So let me look for this, click on it. Alright, so what I'll do is that let's create a layer. We want to put this light on it, but how do we do this light? Click on a brush tool. Okay, I have a video on a brush tool and how to use it, and then I have the soft brush selected already, and then I gently click on this one. So that is how I create what the glow. Okay, so let me select a mode here, or let me reduce the opacity, I mean the strength of it. Okay, I use this right square bracket, then I click. Good, I have something mild, something like this, so that it catches the eye. You see that kind of thing, it attracts somebody to see. So far so good. We've been able to replicate exactly as we have here. Thank you very much for following me, and I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Be very patient with it. Take your time, pause the video and go through systematically, and then I believe you'll get the same result. If you have any problem, don't forget to comment in the comment section, alright, or share it with us in the WhatsApp group. Thank you very much. Share this video with other beginners as well and encourage them, and I know you will be able to do it. Thank you and have a great time. Bye.